Welcome back to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Eliances, visit www.Eliances.com.
All right. Well, again, so many things always going on, and it's always an honor learning from people that really just have made it, that could educate us, and just that we learn from, and we hear about those things that change the course of our journey. And that's what the Eliances Hero Show is all about, because you're listening to me, David Kogan, host of the Eliances Hero Show. So make sure you go to Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com, the only place where entrepreneurs align. And by the way, thank you for the feedback we continue to have when I interviewed the former president of the United Nations General Assembly. So make sure you go to Eliances.com. Well, I'm honored today. We have with us Dr. Sanjeev Khagram, who is the Director General and Dean of Thunderbird School of Global Management at ASU, and he can be reached at thunderbird.asu.edu. Dr. Sanjeev, you are part of like the school for international management. People know this school all over the world. Talk to us about how you became and have such a prestigious role at the Thunderbird School of Global Management.
Well, first of all, thank you, David, for having me on the show. I've just been a big fan, and you're an incredible host. We want to make sure everyone is healthy and safe in these difficult times. So it goes, I have to say, it goes back to my childhood. Most people know that of me as someone of Indian descent, but I was actually born in East Africa, in Uganda. My great-grandparents moved from India, Western India, to East Africa in the late British colonial period. Long story short, they built the railroads, then became entrepreneurs and very, very successful business people. And by the time I was born, we were the 20th wealthiest family in the country in Uganda. Idi Amin came to power. About 100,000 Asian Indian families in the country were expelled, including my own. We lost everything and went to refugee camps in Italy. And then we're sponsored to this incredible country, the United States, by a wonderful family from a Unitarian church in New Jersey. Why I bring that up and why it connects to Thunderbird is my lifelong question and commitment has to be to advance sustainable and equitable prosperity worldwide. The idea really is that what happened to us wouldn't have happened to us had there been sustainable and equitable prosperity in Uganda. And so Thunderbird has been a beacon, a vanguard, a leader, a global leader in advancing not only education, but thought leadership, programs, initiatives all over the world. Going back to our founding, it was Thunderbird Air Force pilots, David, that founded Thunderbird after the horrors of World War II. They came back from that incredible war and believed that there was a better way. And that was encapsulated in a famous phrase called borders frequented by trade seldom meet soldiers. Borders frequented by trade seldom meet soldiers. So that mission was the paramount mission of Thunderbird back almost 75 years ago, and it continues to be one, even more so today in today's world of the pandemic and so much more climate change, as you know, our listeners do. So for me, it brought together my personal background. I've had an incredible professional journey since then, which I'm happy to share, but really that deep personal background with this incredible founding mission, vision of Thunderbird, which is truly a special institution here in Phoenix.
Tell us about the HighTech global headquarters facility that we hear about that's under construction and supposed to be opening up. What's taking place? How does that integrate with Thunderbird? What's going to be taking place there?
Well, so our magical triangle was global business management skills, international affairs, international economics, culture and languages, cross-cultural communications, negotiations. But today we're in the world of the fourth industrial revolution, David. AI, Internet of Things, automation, 3D printing, blockchain, you name it. That's transforming the world of business, industry, and who we are as human beings. And that's only accelerated during the pandemic. So our imperative is to be the most global and digital leadership management and business school in the world. And our new global headquarters, that's 2/3 finished, will be opening up in September of 2021. We'll have our grand opening in November of 2021. Will be the most digital headquarters in the world. You're going to walk in, you walk into the fourth industrial revolution, welcomed by a co-robot, AI, human assistant. You're going to go into what's called the Digital Global Forum, a digital globe that's going to have AR, VR, holographic capacities, connect us to our regional centers around the world. We're growing to 25 regional centers of excellence around the world, from Nairobi to Geneva, from Tokyo to Mumbai, from Sao Paulo to Amsterdam. And we're going to have AR, VR capabilities on terms of language training and innovation center. I think you get the sense. It's going to be an incredible playground of new technologies, but all in the service of our vision and mission, which is to advance sustainable and equitable prosperity and bring the world together.
Talk to us about some of the magic that you've seen. For example, as I've been on the campus, and for having people all over the world really in one area, there are not many places that are like that. All over, right? Just all different backgrounds, all over the world here on the Thunderbird campus. How have you seen with students interacting? Because many have not met someone from these various countries, or let alone been in such a setting that fosters it.
It's really remarkable. We are really the United Nations of global business leadership and management, right? And we bring the world to Thunderbird, but we also take Thunderbird to the world. These students from almost 70 countries around the world connect with one another, learn with one another, advance what we call a global mindset, having a passion for diversity, a passion for understanding different cultures, different perspectives, seeing the world in different ways. And out of that comes very much the point of this Great Alliances show, entrepreneurship. Because what we know is the hallmark of entrepreneurship is innovation is bringing different perspectives to bear, to see problems in new ways. No better way to do that when you're thrust to learn and grow and challenge yourself, your assumptions, by people from all over the world that have been raised in different ways, that speak different languages, that see the same things in different ways. So it's an incredibly vibrant place to learn, to grow, to innovate. And as I said, we've taken that Thunderbird place, bringing everyone here to the world. And so these centers of excellence around the world, our digital offerings, because we all have to be digital now, are incredible and world-class, David.
Well, and that's why we're bringing this to the world, because you're listening to me, David Kogan, host of the Eliances Heroes Show. So make sure you go to Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com, because we have with us, again, Dr. Sanjeev Khagram, who is the Director, General, and Dean of Thunderbird School of Global Management at ASU, and can be reached at thunderbird.asu.edu. On the top of everybody's mind is especially within education, more than anything is COVID, pre-COVID, post-COVID, during COVID. How and what is Thunderbird doing about this with what's going on now, and what potentially will go on in the future regarding education, and how critical really it is at Thunderbird for people all over the world to continue to learn and communicate and learn by Thunderbird professionals?
It's a great question, David. Look, we at Thunderbird at ASU pride ourselves in being on the frontier and the vanguard. We were already there pre-pandemic. We could deliver educational opportunities to individuals all over the country, all over the world, in multiple different modalities, as we call it. In person, of course, our traditional approach. Asynchronous online, being able to see videotape lectures and so forth and so on, but now synchronous online, using Zoom and many other modalities. We've been really a pioneer. Give you 3 examples. When we had the lockdown in March, and then of course we couldn't do an in-person graduation, nothing more celebratory than students with their families coming to graduation. We knew we couldn't do that in person out of safety and making sure everyone's okay. We launched the first ever avatar robot graduation in the world. So students could connect. Basically, we're managing avatar robots. I was in a room. They were getting their diplomas. Their families could be with them. And so we celebrated them. And so what we say is, those students can say, we were part of the first ever avatar robot graduation on the planet. How cool is that? And we got 550 million people who saw that incredible story. Number 2 is we've created all new courses, new ways of engaging. We have brought half of our students back into the classroom, socially distanced, protected, testing, tracking, all of that. But we also have ensured that all of our students across the country and around the world that can't make it back get world-class opportunities, education, and so forth. And number three, we've really, really been on the frontier of getting out knowledge to lots of folks who historically have not had it and had access to it, whether that's women entrepreneurs at the bottom of the pyramid all over the world. We've trained about 200,000 women entrepreneurs in over 70 countries, all the way to senior executives of major companies, global multinational companies, or international organization governments. So we're truly remarkable in that sense, the combination of Thunderbird and ASU. Nowhere in the planet do you get the #1 school for global management and the #1 university for innovation, David.
I got to give a shout out to Mr. Ernie Garfield, known as Mr. Wisdom at Eliances, who nominated you to be on the show, who was in the first graduating class at Thunderbird. I have one more question for you too. We've got time for, is in regards to this question, and this is very important, and this is for the children out there and the parents that are listening now and watching now, is what are some of the secrets you could share about students being able to get an A and also comprehend the information? Because, well, we make no mistake about it, Thunderbird is a very challenging school. But what kind of secrets would you have for how students can get an A and how they can grasp that information?
Well, before I answer the question, as we're wrapping up, I do also want to thank Ernie. He's one of our most distinguished and celebrated alums, and we have 46,000 alums in 140 countries around the world. The CEO of Pepsi, the president of the North American Development Bank, the Minister of Trade of Rwanda, and I could go on. But Ernie is right at the top, and we're so grateful to have him as part of our Thunderbird global family. Look, there are simple rules to this and simple principles. Number one is always to be resilient. Try again. Never give up. Not all of us, including myself, get it the first time, but keep working at it, keep reaching out for support. Everyone who is involved in education cares deeply about every single student and wants them to succeed. You are not alone. That's number one. Number two is find what you're passionate about. That's the key. Seek. There's so many opportunities. We have so many more opportunities now than we have ever had before to find your passion, to learn about it, to grow in it, and you'll get the A's because you love what you're doing. So find your passion. And number three, remember that it's not just about the grades. Learning is a lifelong journey. Every single one, including me. I got a lot of degrees, David. Most of them don't help me today. We got to keep learning. We got to have this growth mindset, this entrepreneurial mindset, this willingness to keep embracing new ideas, new opportunities, new people, new connections. That's the A of life.
Well, worthy advice, Dr. Sanjeev. So thank you. You help create, through education, global leaders who will build a sustainable and profitable future for all. That's a hero. Make sure you check out thunderbird.asu.edu. This has been David Kogan with the Eliances Hero Show.
Thank you so much, David.